Tell us when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Krista MacGregor, Regional Director with ViSalus, and I'm sitting here with a new friend. Her name is Krista Cooper, and we have an amazing story to tell you of God bringing two people together that would not normally be on this path, and also to healing, which is very cool. And the way that started for me was September 14th of this year, just a few months ago. I threw a flat tire. I went to get a flat tire fixed and found out I needed new tires, and so therefore I didn't want to sit in Big O for the hour that they were going to do that. So I walked over to Walmart, and I was like, God, who am I supposed to talk to? Am I supposed to encourage someone? What is your plan for me being in Walmart today? So I went and I tried on some clothes and things like that, and as I'm going back to the rack, I see this woman with this amazing black hair with these pink streaks in it. And pink and black are my favorite colors, and so I thought, oh my gosh. So I complimented her on her hair, and quite frankly, I just went about my way. And just a couple seconds later, she comes up behind me and she says, I need your help picking out an outfit for a funeral. Is it this one, the black? I know I should wear black, but this is what I really want to wear. And it was hot pink. And I said, well, because I was more drawn to the pink myself, I said, so, that looks like your personality is the person that has passed away. Would they know that about you? And she says, oh yeah, it was my daddy. So I knew immediately why I was there to encourage. And after some conversation about hair and our names being similar, and she was visiting from Georgia and tattoos, we decided that we would exchange numbers and we would meet for coffee the next week. And that's where the story gets good, is because I didn't even think that she would call me, and she did. And so we met at Coyote Coffee Den for our very first time to get together with lunch, and introduced her to a caramel macchiato, so she's forever ruined with coffee.
Yeah.
And she began to tell me of some of the things that has happened in her life in the last 7 years. And I want her to tell her side of the story, beginning with that first diagnosis that you told me about.
The first diagnosis was cancer. It was endometrial. It was some large cysts. I had 2 bad pap smears, and they didn't even know it was down there. I had an older doctor. Then I went to a new doctor who ran a whole bunch of tests and did a whole bunch of MRIs, CTs, everything that you could possibly do, including blood work, and it turns out that I had lung cancer.
Wow. And so you started chemo and radiation for that?
I did start chemo and radiation and steroids for that. And during the process of it, over the time, I also developed 3 tumors in my brain. Ended up having gamma knife surgery, which is brain surgery. Had that 3 times. And I kept getting diagnoses that I was going to die. I had a month to live. I had 2 months to live. I had a couple weeks to live. I should get my affairs in order. And I got so sick and tired of hearing it that finally I said to my new oncologist, you know what? You don't know me. I'm not going anywhere. I have children and things to do.
And you're too mean to die, is what you told me.
Too mean to die. Actually, he's the one who told me that. We were sitting in one of those rooms with all the Berkeley loungers getting our chemotherapy, and he walked by and he touched my shoulder and he said to all his other patients, he goes, see this lady? She's too mean to die. So that's what I got labeled as too mean to die.
You adopted that because you wouldn't be here today if you hadn't. So let's fast forward a little bit, because you come out here in August of this year, and this process was taking, about 7 years? So you come out here in August and end up in the hospital. What happens there?
Ended up in the ICU the first week I was here because I was in total liver failure from all the chemicals in my system and everything, all the medication I had been taking over the years. My body just said, liver failure, I'm done. Ended up on the transplant list. Ended up in ICU for 2.5 weeks, and got out of ICU. And then the whole point of me coming out here was to take care of my father and my mother. My dad was sick. He actually had cancer also. And Mom was having a hard time. They're older, and I promised that me and the kids would come out and we would take care of them. And, well, on a Wednesday, me and my dad went out on the back deck, and we were just talking because, we hadn't really talked. And the next thing you know, I'm up on his feet and we're dancing to our song, Daddy's Hands. We're up there dancing. And a few minutes into the dance, Dad says, "You're not as light as you used to be, honey."
Aww.
He's like, "Get your feet off me." So I took my feet down. We continued to dance. The very next day, my dad went out and got the mail, went back out to the back deck. Me and Mom were playing Scrabble. We played a whole Scrabble game. And I kept saying to Mom, I said, "Where's Daddy?" And she goes, "Oh, he's out on the deck. He's just being stubborn." And eventually, after the Scrabble game was over, dinner was ready. I said, "Well," she goes, "I'm going to go get Daddy." She went out to go get my dad, and my dad passed away from a stroke. So, lost Dad.
Well, and I'm sorry to hear that. That
Ended up in Walmart, found you.
I know, which it's sad that had to happen, but had that not, you wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be able to tell our story of
That's right.
that day sitting there in the Coyote Coffee Den. As she told me her story, my heart was just a huge tug to introduce her to Visalis. And I had heard of other people with diabetes getting off medications, heart people that had gotten rid of medications as well, and so I knew that this is a product that I wanted her to really just try and see if it would do something for her physically. So I gave her a bag that day, and within that first week you gave me a call on what had happened.
I lost almost 11, almost 12 pounds in the first week, and I was starting to feel a little bit better. But then I kind of backslid, and I had some sicknesses and stuff like that, been back and forth to the hospital. But if you fast forward to just the other day...
Yes, December 4th.
December 4th.
What happened?
I went to the doctor. Got a wonderful doctor, Dr. Knudsen. She said that I was healthy. I'm no longer on the transplant list. My liver is healing itself. I am about 70-some pounds lighter, thanks to Visalis. And I've actually gotten off of a couple medicines that I've been on for about 4 years.
Awesome.
Very harmful medicines. And I'm very proud of it. And my quality of life, much better.
I think part of her story that I like the best is that she's now playing with her kids. Yeah. Kids that didn't think that they were going to grow up to have a mom now get to play with their mom, because people don't just get off the transplant list unless they get the transplant that they're looking for or they pass away.
Right.
And that didn't happen. She's Hep C free. Her liver is healing itself. Documented that is going on.
Yeah.
She looks amazing, as you can see. Her eyes are so much brighter than they were when I met her 3 months ago. And to know that her kids will have a mom is the most amazing
They're my
part.
world.
Amazing. And that's why we brought the video to you, is because we want you to hear Krista's story. It is an amazing story of friendship, of her tenacity, as well as healing.
Miracles.
If you know of someone who is in a similar situation or has some sort of health concern, we're not saying that Visalis cures everything, but what do you have to lose to see if it's not right for you? Whether you need to lose weight, gain weight, or take care of some health issue, we want you to try it. The number's on the screen, as well as the website, so you're welcome to go to that. And above all, thank you so much for sharing in our story of friendship and taking the time to watch the video. We hope that you have one someday.
Thanks.